Hello there.
Hello.
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 Hello, everybody.
Hello. Chicken nugget.
Hello. All rise and like, subscribe, and bang the gavel, baby.
All rise, order in the court. Judge Boyd is in front of us, myself, Credence, and Mikey the Legend here with you for We Got a Case.
I bet Creed didn't even have to look at the name. All he had to do was look at the purse. He knew where we were.
Absolutely. Is that man a former president or is he a lawyer?
I don't know. The guy a while ago was on crutches up here, the lawyer, hobbling around, lady going to prison for 3 years, 7 months pregnant.
What in the world could this old man in the stripes have done?
I don't know. I've got to know. We're going to have to find out along with everybody. Don't forget to like this video, by the way.
Please. We'll be bouncing around a little bit as we do every day, 5 days a week at 1 o'clock Eastern. Guarantee at least an hour. Live, uncensored, Zoom court drama.
Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them? Did you sign them in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand in each of the cause numbers you're charged with indecency with a child
Goes
by
the
contact
cripple
as a
attorney.
second-degree felony? The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to
Oh!
$10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
2 to
If you have a
20
plea bargaining
years.
agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargaining agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargaining agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain
Jesus.
silent?
We'll be on our best
Did you understand
behavior.
by entering
If
this plea
someday
bargaining agreement, you were giving up
I want
those
a
rights?
purse like hers.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargaining agreement in each of these cause numbers?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication in each of these cause numbers, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been
20
able to provide you
years.
with any defenses to these offenses?
Yes, he has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, I
Do
do
you believe
believe that.
he's currently competent, was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes and yes.
Mr. Espinosa, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter these pleas?
No.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter these pleas?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
In each of the cause numbers, the court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. In each of the cause numbers, I'm
God,
showing
isn't
you what's entitled plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
In cause number 2020 CR 4377, states proceeding on a lesser included offense of indecency with a child contact. In each of the cause numbers, the state is requesting that your punishment be assessed at a cap of 12 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. State opposes your application for deferred adjudication. Each cause numbers will run concurrent. There's to be chapter 62 compliance. There's
Yeah,
to
he's
be no
got a bit of
contact
a Chris
with the
Hansen look, doesn't he?
complainants or their families. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreements in each of the cause numbers?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, it is.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
In each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver repeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Judge.
Then in cause number 2020 CR 4377, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
And in cause number 2020 CR
We gonna put the
4378, how do
stripes
you
on it?
plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Stripe t-shirt, Royalty Podcast. Good
Any
to see you,
evidence to
buddy.
support the plea?
Yes, sir. In each case, state offers safety exhibit number 1.
It's no meeting
No
Tuesday.
objection.
Mr. Espinosa, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and
Yeah, much
stipulations.
better, thank
Did
you.
you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, that you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine any witnesses the state. will
Only
call and
Jesus
right
Christ
to
gets the
remain silent.
hallelujah. And once in a while, Lath when he asks for it.
Yes, Your Honor.
There you
Did you
go.
understand that today in each of these cause numbers, the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports?
12
Most
years,
importantly, there'll be
Creed.
no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your
In
Honor.
each of the cause numbers, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence its exhibits 1 and attachments in each cause number and consider the thing, and consider the same.
I mean, usually when you got something for 12 years, you want to go to a jury trial, don't you? Something like that.
He could have got 20 though. So I think
Oh,
the plea deal,
Good point.
he probably had such preponderance of the evidence. You know what I'm saying? So
Listen, this dude's getting ready to go die in jail. I'd say that's enough of a cheer for today.
yeah, that's
I
what I'm
mean,
saying. He's not. I was about to
pretty
ask you.
old.
He's not getting out right. He's not coming out. Old soft white guys do really well in prison, right?
I bet they do. Yes, he's gonna go in and run his his whole area. There, I don't know what they call it when you're gonna.
Especially if they find out what he's in for. I mean, they do well in
After
the
being
Who
stated
Scout.
one in attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding you guilty as you apply for deferred adjudication. All right, this will be set for sentencing. I'm gonna see if we can get a sooner date. Can you ask Ms. Ferguson, is August 8th the soonest?
Those of you who don't know, Judge Boyd always has her beautiful purse and flowers on display, even when she's at her house.
Yeah,
and it's a great move. I don't find it as a flex move. I find it. I
Is there
don't.
need for
You know what I mean? Like
time
usually, you
I don't believe so, but up to the court.
Judge shit. Judge,
do time
I'm a
evaluation.
shitty attorney. Apparently,
You know, I wasn't sure if that was one of those barricades that they put up while you're waiting in line at a, but it is. You walk up to the thing.
they're waiting to get on Space Mountain next.
Oh, listen, Judge Boyd comes in and she knocks it through. She gets
This
things
will be
done.
your Sentencing date is gonna
She's
be
cool.
August 8th. I'm gonna ask that you remain in the courtroom, Mr. Shaw. When Ms. Ferguson comes back, we'll see if we can get a date sooner than August 8th.
All right. Thank
All
you,
right,
Judge.
thank you.
Probably could.
That's good enough. It's good enough.
They need to remain in the courtroom to get a
Your
recess.
dad's going to
All right, we're proceeding
prison
on
for 12
George Moore.
years.
President ready, Your Honor, Mr. Moore on bond.
Whoa.
Right,
So-
the court is calling 2022 CR 1.
All right, you saw so him with 12 years, and you just saw somebody for 3 years.
Parties announced
Yeah.
for the record for the state,
Michael Villeray after the state.
for the
Russell May on
defense.
behalf of Mr. Moore, President on bond, ready for
Oh
sentence.
God.
I mean,
Oh.
And are you Mr. Moore?
yes, ma'am.
Mr. Moore, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm
Thank you.
showing you
Lisa.
discovery acknowledgement. Have you
Hold it.
received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
I have, and we have.
Bob,
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Moore, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, state's proceeding on count 1 and waiting to get count 2.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor. It's our understanding of the agreement.
Mr. Moore, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney?
Party time
Did you
right now.
understand it? Did you sign it in
Eat
all
some
the
corn.
appropriate places? Did you understand you're charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon? That's a second-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargaining agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargaining agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargaining agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that
Every
you
day,
will
Brooklyn.
not be used against you.
Don't worry, I've got a window open, keeping an eye on them.
it's the
Did you
greatest hits
understand you
album
have a
over
right to
there.
jury
in
trial,
live.
right with you or your
Oh, yeah.
attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call on the right to remain silent.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargaining agreement that you were given?
Probably because
those
she looks like a
rights?
cardboard cutout.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargaining agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that the court would grant your application for deferred adjudication if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked? Court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, your client been able to provide you with any evidence to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
I believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him.
I believe that. he
All right.
does, Your Honor.
Let's hear
Mr.
these
Moore, has
charges.
anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement? to
Look
get
at
you
his
to enter this plea?
sleeve.
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
He's covering up tattoos head to toe, by
Yes,
the way.
ma'am.
Court will find the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on count one. Punishment is to be assessed at a $1,500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. Did you understand with an affirmative
Oh,
finding
family
of family
violence.
violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, ma'am. I do.
Did you understand? with
You
an
got
affirmative
to
finding
listen to
of
her.
family violence,
She's a
you're not
lot
allowed
faster
to
than a
be
lot of them
designated
that
as
we're
primary
used to.
custodial parent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that to be your plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain
It
agreement?
is, Your Honor. There are no children or marriage in this case.
All right, state, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with
Yes,
your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only item.
I would not want to get in an argument with Judge Stephanie Boyd.
Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No.
None at this time, Your Honor.
That they're good.
Next, I'm
Yes,
showing
ma'am.
you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that.
David, thank you for the stars on the Facebook. Getting that going today. Thank you.
Evaluation, 120 hours of community service, restitution hours, no harmful or injurious contact with both Collins and Ellen Collins, and the hostility and aggression control course. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state, and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes,
Then to the offenses charged in count one, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
I'm lying, not but.
State any evidence?
That's a
Yes, Your Honor.
good
At this
thing.
time, state of proceeding.
You're the best.
Review the documents, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr.
Sounds
Moore,
like Captain
what's the
Steuben
title
got him
waiver?
off pretty good.
Stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney?
Get him
Did you
off?
Understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony.
Judge Boyd's seen some serious
Relations-
stuff today
Court
because
will
the
accept
lady
evidence
before that got the
from an
3
attachment
years
and a witness
Yeah.
statement.
had been in trouble for assaulting someone, and then she did yet another assault on the person, and then they were like, I'm giving you 3 years. You know that, right? She's like, yeah, 7 months pregnant. What can I do about that? He just whispered in his ear, keep your hands down by your side. You look like a criminal.
Angela, you got in the 10-minute mark. You're fine. And you're a member. You can come and go all you want.
Like
Membership has its privileges around here.
Yeah, when you got a membership creed, it's like that
All right,
dirty
United States Exhibits,
courtroom
attachments.
doors. You
Court
just
will
go in
find
and
there
out all you
sufficient
want.
evidence to find you guilty. Have the court will defer finding you guilty should apply for deferred adjudication. Are you
Speaking of which, if you miss that courtroom door, there's the one that is only dirty on the one side, which is very odd.
But I'd like the court to know my client was on full house arrest for over a year at the residence, Your Honor. I asked the court to consider reducing.
At what residence? The complainant's residence?
Yes. I asked the court to consider, Your Honor. His parents are here, reducing the 5 years to 4 years, Your Honor, with the.
Please, Your Honor, call him captain.
All right.
One time.
And Mr.
Admiral.
Villarreal, with regards to the no harm for injurious contact with Bo Collins and Ellen Collins.
They're both, we've spoken to them particularly about this issue. They want to continue to have contact with him. So that's part of, that's. the
Damn it,
reason-
Night 5.
I'm guessing he beat
So
up his
is he
mom and
actually
dad.
Living in the
Ah,
home with Bo and
It could be.
Ellen?
I'd have to double check the court file about that in particularly, but I have no reason to believe that what Mr. Bartolome is saying is correct.
Only with his mom, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so, Mr. Moore,
Yes, ma'am.
what were your issues on this day? I don't understand anyone chasing after their mom with a knife.
Ma'am, I used to
Chased
have
after the
a
mom with a
really
knife, I believe I
bad,
just heard.
Opiate and benzo addiction for about 5 years. And
The drugs.
after that time, I quit. And I've been on Suboxone treatment ever since, and I've been doing a lot better. And I just wasn't in the right state of mind. I was blacked out. I regret it. It's embarrassing.
All right, what do you do for a living?
Nothing right now, but I'm working on getting into work with my dad. I know how to cut
Is that a-
glasses and put prescriptions in frames and stuff like that.
Father's
Good.
competition.
Getting a job at iMart.
So how old are you?
work with my dad because I didn't chase after him with a knife, just
What
mom.
degree or what do you have in order to put prescription in glasses?
No degree. I was self-taught, or not self-taught, but I was taught by like other opticians, and my father taught me how to in the lab.
My family works in that field,
Right,
so
you
I
have to
know
go
exactly
stand
what
with
he's talking about.
prescription glasses?
Well, Your Honor, I think over time, but he is monitored. My father was an optometrist, so I have faith in lay people knowing how to. do it.
Opticians make good money.
Did you ever
Oh,
do-
whoa! Did that lady come
I
out
learned
of
how to
nowhere?
do it when I was 10, Judge.
Should I trust you with that?
You should, Judge. You ground right, but that's in the days when we ground them on the mill and you put the mud on it and continue to shape them. Today they're popped in with prescriptions.
All right, see, Ed, you're throwing out a little stuff to make me feel like you actually did it.
I did, Judge.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's
how
why
do you
he
make
sleeves
cake?
through.
Oh,
He's
you
trying to
just do
cover
flour and eggs, you
Mhm.
know,
the
put
tattoos.
icing
Are
on
bad.
there.
He was in the Yakuza.
Oh, yeah. All right, so this is what the court is gonna do. The court is going to do a $1,500 fine, probate it.
Throwing out some
There's
good
an
fines.
affirmative
today, too.
finding of family violence.
His family's got
And I'll
money.
note for the record that the parents are in the courtroom and they want to
Look at all
have
those
contact with
Names
you.
popping up. All those people.
There's to be 120 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. The court is not requiring you to get the COVID vaccination, but if you do, you provide proof, 40 of those hours will be waived. There's to be no harmful or injurious contact with Bo, DEAU, Collins, COLL.
They said
I.
hashtag Amber Turd today.
And LMELLEN, Collins.
Everybody's like, no, not this again.
The hostility and aggression control force.
That is
All right,
correct.
who are you seeing for?
This is a nice long
Because it
list
takes
of what he
more than
likes
just
to
taking a
blacked out on.
Right. I cannot think of my doctor's name off the top of my head, but I go to a health net clinic.
Dr.
off of,
Feelgood.
I think 410.
Okay, and
He's
other
the one they
than
call
giving you
Dr.
medication, what are they
Feelgood.
doing?
They're providing counseling.
After he
stuff
makes you
like
feel
that.
all right.
All right, he's to do continued counseling and provide proof
Yes, ma'am.
of counseling
I'm double up
and
at visiting.
provide a release.
Wow.
So you're gonna have to do a medical release with probation,
Yes, ma'am.
so they can see. what's happening.
Diabetes.
Okay.
Heroin's cheap nowadays compared to how it used to be.
There's to be regular reporting
Well, I've never priced it out, so
by Zoom
Oh,
or in
those are
person.
trending prices.
If you can't report in person, then, I'm sorry, if you can't report by Zoom, then you need to report in person. So probation may still be doing Zoom, they may decide to do in person. I'm gonna want field visits.
I'm
2
gonna work
times
with my
per month,
dad
random.
making glasses.
That is correct.
There's gonna be 5 years deferred adjudication. You can always ask to be taken off early if you abide by the rules.
Yes, Judge.
So whether or not you're
The
off
dude
early
will
or
abide.
consider releasing you early depends on your actions, you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
As you see me get more and more itchy
Proof
today.
of employment within 40 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider with minors.
Where'd that come into play? With the is there something else they're not talking about? The minors. That's kind of weird, isn't it?
It's I hear it a lot though. It goes right along with their if you get the COVID shot, you get
Your Honor,
some
will there be a
time
period of
off.
time for home visits where we can reapproach the court for that?
I guess
Yes.
because he's just a violent
There's
domestic
no,
violent
I
offender.
usually, I will receive.
I thought she was on Creed frame for a
reports from
second.
Probation and probation
Yeah,
will
she was
tell me,
close.
we've been visiting them for 3 months. Could we consider something else? There's an affirmative finding of family violence.
She seems to be very chummy.
Ms.
by the
Abrams,
way,
is there
with this
anything
one.
else that he needs?
Your Honor, did you mention a TAP eval? Did you want a TAP eval?
Yeah, I wonder if
He's
she
already
knows
under
the
care
captain.
Of a physician and receiving counseling, so we're just gonna continue with that. But
Okay.
if he's ways, if.
You got
they
good
end
looking
up being
lawyers over
costly,
here. I mean, as
then
far
the
as,
court will reconsider.
Like legit looking
Okay.
lawyers. I mean,
They
All right, is
seem
there anything else you need from the court in order to be
pretty
successful?
legit.
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to.
I'm pretty
appeal,
sure
you
he
do not have
does.
I think he
special
does,
permission to
yeah.
appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. I do.
Because there's an affirmative finding of family.
Brooklyn
violence,
doesn't
you're not
like,
allowed to
guys
possess any
with
weapons or
pointy
ammunition.
toes.
Do you understand?
I mean, is it
You have a
possible that
question
that
about whether
person
weapon or
both of those
ammunition
flowers
is
were
your
sent over
receipt
from
to
the
your
captain
attorney. Do you
over the
understand?
weekend? You know,
All right, we can go off the
Maybe.
record. Probation will meet with you and go over your conditions, and maybe you should just stick to butter knives. Which for some reason, that's all they give you at restaurants now. They don't trust you with a steak knife.
Thank you, Judge.
I want to take you guys over to Kinney County Court where they really grow some good beards, but it's not even live.
It's not. Oh, then you better
They
hold
did
on.
that
a second.
again. That's like the third time I've done that. I've been watching because we've got a good set of people here,
Right.
you know, and usually I'll jump over. I just so Mikey pulls up something else. Not that it matters. I mean, we could join and watch it. Just I like to stick with the live stuff for myself, but I just loved this room here the most.
Yeah,
Personal
they'll help
preference
you.
screen.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
The Fink is back.
Rhonda, I don't know what you're doing on here. What
Wow,
do you think
low
you're here
hanging.
for?
It said for me to log on it, for a Zoom meeting today.
What's the
think she
court
wanted us
case?
to
What's the case number
Look at
or
him.
your full name?
She's like, check it
The
out.
case number is 214
Is Rhonda
C1238SC.
the avid smoker?
I
That's
think she is.
scheduled for
She's
probably
smoking right now.
Thursday.
Did you see her smoking already, or did that? was that-
No, I didn't.
At
Mikey,
9
you just
a.m.
going
And
off the
when you,
voice, weren't you?
yeah,
Voice
it's
only.
9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. And when you log on, you are not to be smoking. This is a court proceeding, not casual.
Sorry about that. So 9, because my paper said 1:30
My
today,
paper said
so
smoking was
9:30.
Paper didn't, I don't think your paper said 1:30 today. So hold on, let's just double check. We need to
Can you
make
put it
sure
up
she
to
doesn't,
the
maybe she needs to be in front of Judge
camera?
Tabby or somebody else.
I
Nothing,
think-
nothing gets scheduled at 1:30. So what's your last name?
Is hair just,
Daniels?
is her hair just dirty and greasy, and she just kind of styled it that way, or is she just having a little cat of Aquanet around?
I'm trying to figure out, is there something in her bangs up there? Is that a knot?
Oh,
Right
yeah.
there? Yeah, what is
Oh,
that?
what is that? Is
Right here, guys. What the hell is this?
it like a worm of some
Look,
sort?
there's something right there, too. She's got something in her hair. Oh, look at that. Beautiful painting back there. It's got some pots and pans that are kind of stacked. Seriously.
Joe, you and I are
She
on
gave me
the
the case
same
number.
page there with the Aquanet.
Ready?
I'm sorry, Dolphins fan, if you're watching.
Yeah, that's her, not us.
4
The hood is in her hair.
I
No.
don't know.
C 1238 SC.
She got a little bit of a cough there. Just slight.
That's not showing up either.
This-
Are you
this
the
judge is very
defendant or the
fast.
plaintiff in this lawsuit?
I'm the plaintiff.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I pulled it up in JS and it does look like there's something scheduled for today at 1:30 in front of Judge Abby.
Okay,
I got it, Ron.
okay,
Her exam is what it's.
okay. All right. So,
She's great.
you're in the wrong courtroom. You need to call
in
the
that smoke.
courthouse in Saline.
Okay. All right. Thank you very
And
much.
They'll give you the login for that. So you're right.
Hello,
It
Robert.
was today at 1:30, but
Robert.
it's just not with me.
Well, because when I called just a little bit ago, the lady told me.
Which courthouse did you call? Oops, you turned your microphone off.
Is there
Can you
one?
turn
All
your
right,
mic
so
back
up
on?
here, and then is there one just kind of below?
Yeah.
I think two
There's
different
two.
things.
You turned
If
your
you're on your
microphone off.
phone, you can do *6.
Drop her. Drop her. Drop her. Drop her. Say something inappropriate now. And she's gone.
I'd like to know who told her that, and now she's gone. Thank you, Mr. Dobie.
Cigarette. That's just
We lost to jail too.
Maybe she singed her hair and it just
We're done?
burned, curled up.
Oh, all right. Okay, well, I'm sorry you all had to hang out and
I got it.
Bravo,
Yeah,
thank
all
you.
right.
Stop.
Cool.
Look
See you next time.
at that beautiful art
you.
over
See you
there,
later.
Michael.
I guess we're done in this courtroom already.
Think so. And Creed's having a
Who
problem
is
finding.
giving that information?
Uh-oh. Is it you?
Bye-bye.
Oh, why?
I know, they don't ask. They don't ask. They get them off.
Oh, come on.
They're about to fight.
Come
Fight,
on.
Fight.
That was getting good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was getting real good. About to tune up the band, and
You think she had a bed bug in her hair? That was gross.
it was gross. Yeah, it was nasty. I don't know. what
Of
the hell
course,
that
this is what happens to me. I went to 3 different courts and they're gone. And then it looked like something was happening over here and we were waiting on it. But no. Close-up shot of him. Oh, we got another one
here we
coming
go.
in.
Here we go. Somebody's coming in hot.
Hey now. Pretty bad when you're in jail and your hair looks 10 times better than the last one we just saw.
Are they together?
Glenn.
Maybe they're
Mayor,
dating.
hope you're doing well. I was kind of hoping that we'd get court going here. But it was there it is, God rides Harley. That's possible.
We got a anytime I see an attorney with a bolo tie,
Jalen Melton.
I've got to come back.
All right, and are you still
Yes.
living with Alicia Esparza?
No, ma'am.
I'll keep an eye on
You
this
have a
courtroom
contact
we're
with
just
her?
in it.
No, ma'am.
All right, because I'm
Looks
gonna
like it
order
could be
no
good.
contact. State is.
I hope they're not paying for that attorney
As far
by
as
the
I'm
pound.
aware of this agreement.
She's not here.
Felt like an actor, didn't he? Or something. It was the movie.
All right, the court will sentence you to 4 days
Remember,
in the
Nancy.
Bear County Jail. Due credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. The court will show that the judgment is satisfied and there should be no contact with Alicia, Alicia Esparza.
Shadow.
Stay away from
Esparza.
Lisa. That goes for you too, Shadow.
All right, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
Because there's an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition.
There's
Do you
the trick.
understand?
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
Late
If you have
again.
a question over
Always
what
coming in
a
late.
weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak
On a
to the
different
attorney.
time.
Okay,
Understood.
all right, we're off the record. Mr. Melton, mother of your child, you need to treat them with respect, because at the end of the day, that's the
Off
mother
the
of your
record.
child, whether you like her or don't like her, whatever's going on. And if you can't keep your hands off of people, then you shouldn't be in relationships, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so what is that tattooed above your eye? Yes,
Southbound.
are you southbound?
It's a mistake of my life that I made when I was younger.
Okay, and then what's
Mavis?
the
He's in
thing
a
on the
gang.
side?
Are you in a gang with him?
Mistake that I'm in now.
And what is the red thing on the side? Is that a
There.
lipstick print?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that supposed to represent somebody's lips, or is just general?
No, man, it was my girl or my kid's mother's lips.
All right, was it painful?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, well, good luck to you.
Judge is thinking about getting one on
All
her
right, well,
forehead.
Yes.
I didn't need to take.
She's
the
sitting around
photos.
contemplating what to
Do you
do
have
for
any
the long weekend, you know, and what's
All
like,
right.
damn it,
You are
Nightbot, stop!
excused.
Hey,
And
butts all on
3
you.
times,
Brennan,
off
you
the
may
lawn.
proceed to lunch.
So this
Everyone,
guy
we will
is
be
a
back at
former gang member
1:45.
inside prison, he said, of course. And attorney. Oh, what we doing? We adjourning? Yep, we are, Creed. Back to the two of us.
I was trying to jump over to Judge Cedric J. Simpson because I think Terminator just said,
Terminator's in court over there.
but I'm having a real tough time today navigating anything, apparently.
Did you get
So,
over
right?
the Judge Simpson?
I got it. Jesus.
Okay. I'll say I got it.
Is he good? Yeah, I think so. Good. Good deal.
To introduce you to two of our student attorneys for the summer who are in the Zoom
Okay.
court today.
Act out.
Liz Kunkel and April Lee.
All right, where I see Liz. Liz, how are you?
Doing good, doing good.
Liz is good. She joined a cult, an Amish cult, and
Yes.
She looks great.
I just finished my first year of law school at the University of Michigan.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
All right, Eddie.
All right.
Keep busy around here, Eddie.
Are you still tired?
I'm recovering a bit, but I'm still tired.
All right.
What'd she do? Go out to EDC or something in Vegas this
The
weekend? or-
Philadelphia area.
She had a crazy weekend, Creed. She tried her very first seltzer water, and
Where are you
boy,
from?
was it spicy.
Bucks County.
I know where Bucks County is. All right. All right. Well, welcome to the Great Midwest or Mideast, whatever you want to call us. Are they going to be joining us in other court settings, Ms. Kim? Or
Yes, Your Honor. I think they will be in your landlord tenant court and in your expungement docket.
oh, fantastic. All right. And who else was there?
April Lee.
Yeah, hello, Your Honor. Good afternoon. So I'm originally from China, and I'm doing
No
law
shit.
school in University of Iowa right now. So I just moved to Michigan a couple weeks ago.
I'm originally from
Hold on.
England, Scotland,
Iowa?
Ireland.
Yep.
Okay.
Do you know?
Why'd you
I think
pick
it's
Iowa?
ADA SAP. Do you know her?
First thing
Any chance?
first, because I applied to law school during the pandemic just started, so I didn't get a lot of choices. And
Gotcha.
Iowa is yeah. Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah, and Iowa is a pretty decent law school because they do care about like students getting a lot of practical experience, and also we care about writing a lot. So, and it's Iowa City is it's a small town, but it's a cozy place to live. So I never regret my choice. Although I know I'm in
Jesus
Michigan right
Christ.
now. Still.
It's okay. Well, Michigan's a good place. Iowa is also a good
It
place.
is.
I don't mean to be critical of them. Maryland's a better place, but that's okay. All righty. Thank you.
Creed,
Well, welcome aboard. We hope
I
to
guess
see
we're
you guys
introducing everybody,
in the
but I
various
just want to show you
dockets.
real quick. Don't go anywhere. The world's scariest witness.
Do you remember testifying at the preliminary examination that this person's demeanor was like shocked? He was shocked. You think it would help refresh your recollection of your testimony?
Yeah.
And counsel, your objection to page 74 of the preliminary examination?
Could you repeat that?
May I approach, Your Honor?
You may.
I get it.
The camera's so close to him.
74, beginning at line 18, and ask you to read from line 18 down to line 21.
Oh, he's gonna read something.
Keep it on this for just a second. I'm over watching. See Antoine over there. I'm over here. I hope he doesn't have to pee.
No,
That's what I want.
don't read it out loud.
I'll
Just
be- I'll
read
be-
it to yourself.
Go ahead. Please like this video, for God's sakes. We appreciate if you would. He's gonna read it out loud or read it to himself. What kind of BS is this? He asked the man to read. Let's read.
Have you had an opportunity to do that? Would you say that your memory was better back at the time of the prelim than it is today?
Yes.
And at the preliminary examination, do you not remember testifying that when you were asked about the person's demeanor, you indicated that it was like shocked?
I still don't remember.
But do you remember testifying?
Yeah, I guess that's what you were saying.
And you would agree again that your memory was better back then than it is today?
That's correct.
God. Easy does it, killer. He looks like, yeah, like, we need somebody to kill somebody. Call this guy. Old thick neck.
I have no further questions.
Ms. Palazuelos.
You remember talking to highway patrol officers on that day and giving them a statement?
Yes.
And that you gave a statement of within the hour of this incident happening?
Yes.
And do you remember telling Officer Buxy and Officer Arias that you did see the driver of the vehicle?
No.
You don't remember? Would it refresh your recollection to take a look at Officer Arias' report?
Okay.
I'm showing base number 24. Mr. Martinez?
Yes.
Oh, this guy. Oh, this guy. Hopefully everybody's having a great day. Don't forget we got 2 for Tuesday today. And we got a chase.
Okay.
Has your memory been refreshed?
Yes, I know.
And so it's true that you did tell Officer Arias you saw the driver of the vehicle.
Okay, yes, I said I seen a dark-skinned man. I don't know if he was driving the vehicle.
But he was in the driver's seat of the vehicle.
No, I don't know that.
Did you tell Officer Arias that you saw the person in the driver's seat?
We're in California.
No, I did not.
Did you tell Officer Buxy?
It's like an
and
old
Officer
drive-through
Arias
microphone
on
they're
that
using.
day, that it was a male, dark-skinned individual.
Yes, I told him there was a gentleman who was dark-skinned and a male.
Was he in the car?
No,
Where was he?
he was at the wreckage of the motorhome.
And when you spoke with Officer Buxy, did you provide additional descriptions with the male?
So sorry.
I imagine I could have told him what he looked like and what he was wearing.
What did you say this person looked like?
He was dark-skinned, kind of heavy set, no long hair.
Did you describe that person as someone of Indian descent?
Yes,
Did you tell Officer Buxy that the only time you saw him was when he was at the driver's seat and you didn't see
You
him
might want to
after?
back up and text
No.
mama.
You didn't tell that to Buxy?
You
or
need
that
your
didn't happen?
ears.
that didn't happen.
So you approached this white Honda and you asked this person, the driver of the vehicle, if he's okay. Is that
Yes, I did.
And then you go back to the mobile home.
No, I go to the motorhome after that.
You go back to the motor home. And how many seconds passed between you approaching the white Honda to this person appearing with you?
About maybe a minute and a half.
And did you see where this person came from?
No,
And so you don't know if it was the driver. of the
sorry.
vehicle.
So sorry.
I couldn't tell you that. At this time, I couldn't tell you if that was the driver of the vehicle or not.
Did you provide a description to Officer Buxy and Officer Arias saying that the driver of the vehicle was wearing a red flannel shirt?
No, I did not.
And
Yes, I think so. Yes. Is that
did
close?
you provide any statement to Officer Buxy or Officer Arias indicating that there was nobody else outside from the driver of the vehicle at the scene? Aside from and the victims of the collision.
He was black.
I didn't see anybody else.
And that's
What?
all, Your Honor.
Mr. Martinez?
Sir, when you spoke to these officers, you described the individual that you saw. Was that the person that was helping at the wreckage?
Right.
And you described that person as heavy set?
He was big.
I'm gonna ask that you stand a moment, Your Honor.
You can stand up.
Was this the heavy set person that you?
No, it's not the person.
Thank you. And when you described the individual as heavy set, did you give him a weight, any say?
About 240, 260 pounds.
242, right?
This guy used to be a.
But
yes,
you
sir.
couldn't tell whether that person was a driver or not the driver, is that correct?
I couldn't tell you where he came from, correct?
At some point, though, you went back to the car and you saw that the driver's side door was open.
Correct.
But you didn't see who came out of that vehicle, is that
I
correct?
did not.
Can we get the board op in there to fix that?
Did you tell the officers this individual could have been Hispanic as well?
Yes,
You did not know, is that correct?
that's correct. I don't know.
I have no further questions.
Ms. Palazuelos? Thank you, Mr. Fedorina. You can step down.
I'm done.
You can wait in the hallway until we need you again.
Thank you.
Mr. Martinez will let you know when you can go, all right?
This should have had him. This should have
Mr. Martinez, would you like to call another witness?
in the aisle and talk.
You may. May.
Oh
It's a
my
good time for
God.
everyone to take a stretch if you like.
Yes, stretch it. Stretch it real
My watch
good.
tells me to stand up all the time.
If you go like this, it makes it look like really long. Put it on a.
It works that way.
While we're taking a stretch over there, we'll take you back over to Judge Simpson, which proper modulation is in order.
Trying to get things together. You know, yesterday my back went out on me, lifting mulch and dirt and stuff.
Mulch.
I'm resting, but I'm gonna get back out and finish working as soon as I get off this call with y'all.
Okay.
But other than that, everything is greatness.
God bless.
All right. And I know he was before the court the last time, and there was some confusion, mainly because of the way that the court actually stores some of its files. They look like civil infractions as to whether or not they can be, and the changes that have occurred in statute making something civil infractions. Some then are misdemeanors, but I'm satisfied based upon what counsel has indicated, as well as the court's review of the file and a review of the petitions in this case, as I had indicated at the previous time. The court does believe that the circumstances and behavior of the applicant from the date of his convictions to the filing of the application warrant setting aside the convictions and would be consistent with the public welfare. And upon the presentations of the orders, I will set aside the convictions. Mr. McGuire, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Enjoy.
Yes, I
Enjoy.
will.
I hate when that happens.
Enjoy.
Too many tacos, Tuco.
Orders. And if you can, counsel, get those orders to Ms. Tang, and they'll get them to me. So
Miss Tang.
You sweet.
I forgot, by the way. Happy Taco Tuesday.
Rachel McDuffie on behalf of the people.
And Jamil Williams for Superior Township.
Just wanted to show you guys real quick. We'll go
Public
anywhere.
Defender.
Creed. Niner lives. Niner lives.
Let's stick with this for just a moment because it looks like we're getting down to the last.
So I'm not going to give you bond right now. You will have another hearing in 4 to 6 weeks. Okay.
I think he's been on
Have a
vacation.
good day.
Oh my God.
He's on the floor praying.
Okay. Well, I do believe
Jesus,
that
are you
that
still
will
here?
take
This
care
man
of
needs
all of
you.
the cases on today's calendar.
Got
Was
a
there
call.
anything left remaining on this calendar that needs to be?
911. Jesus Christ, you were here earlier. Are you still here? This man needs you.
We have one more on the calendar, and then I believe we have an addition.
Oh, we did? Let me see. I might have skipped over it.
Addition 6, John Terry.
Okay, I just skipped over Mr. Terry. And you had something else that you mentioned other than Mr. Terry?
Yes, Judge, we've been working on it this morning, a reconsideration for Mr. Bowles.
And let me ask this of the
Big
state,
Bowles.
were you ready and wanting to go forward on the bond reconsideration for the other person that was just named?
Yeah, their audio is usually not this
Your
bad.
Honor, we are ready to proceed, but we have not made contact with our victim, and that's the only concern we have.
Is this a victim case? What type of case is the bond reconsideration
no.
matter?
Judge Neal
It's a
got the
theft by
Niners
receiving case. The victim is a business.
Went on vacation to Alaska.
Okay.
Kill me.
So I'm gonna mute the jail just to be for right now, but
They muted the jail.
if it's not his first appearance, I do think that the victims do have a right to be informed and notified timely of a hearing. So typically, if the state's not gonna waive that, I wouldn't require that to go forward, especially if this person has already had their first appearance and been before a court. So I would probably suggest resetting it for either A, when they can get in touch with their victim, or B, whenever they can give the
9 days.
amount of time that they're supposed to give the victim in order to be notified of hearings on the matter.
Your Honor, understood. Just one little piece I wanted to add was that you did hear his first appearance, so that was part of the reason we did want some continuity, is that you were his first appearance, Judge, as well. but
Well, I
do
think we'll almost be at
Are they
that
gonna let him just
7-day
sitting there and
time
cry
frame because I'll be
himself
here
out
again
like a
on
kid and they towed him to
Saturday. So you
bed?
can
Yeah,
do
like a
it
toddler.
on
Wear
Saturday,
himself down.
and hopefully they would have gotten in touch with the victim by then, so the time frame won't even be an issue. Let me look and see the next time other than that. Or we could actually put it on a Tuesday,
You'd have thought
May
she sentenced him to
31st.
death.
That will give us
I
exactly a week.
know.
She said
so
no
they can make
bond.
sure that they are doing what they're required to do as far as giving the
Not even
victims
from
notice.
around here. He says.
However, if you get word that you talked to the victim
Just
before
kill
then, you
me.
can put it on my Saturday calendar. So
That
either
just shows,
Tuesday or
listen, an out of
Saturday, we
towner
can
comes
speak
in and
to
gets
it, and I'll
arrested,
hear
and
that
Niner
tomorrow.
cannot sit there and talk about your ties to the community, and you're going to
And
jail.
now we'll go ahead and go back to position 6, Mr. John Terry. I apologize, Mr. Terry. I missed your matter. You are before the court on case BEC
Where's Terry?
22-01341. You have 1 count of possession of tools for
Oh,
commission
Tim,
of a crime.
who are you
1
talking
count
to,
of
by the
theft
way?
by
What is happening right
taking. Your attorney
Diofsky
has
Terry?
already indicated that they have had a chance to review the warrants with you before court
No,
began.
Lois, the big
Therefore,
one.
they are waiving a formal reading of the particular of the warrant into the record.
Elizabeth.
I will hear
Whoa!
now from your
There he
attorney
is.
about what your attorney would like you
Oh,
to consider before setting bond in your
Wheelchair.
particular case. Counsel, you
I'm
can
not sure. We
proceed.
joined that one kind of late, so we don't know how many
Judge.
cycles he's had.
Mr. Terry is 51 years old, has lived in Georgia
Ooh, I
for
can rewind it.
the last 12 years. He has an address right here that he resides at with his sister.
I'll tell you what. Let's watch this one, and we'll
and
jump back
Your
to
Honor,
set. You can set it up. We'll go
something I
back
do
and
want to point
rewatch
out,
this.
you'll notice Mr. Terry is in a wheelchair. He is not in
No
good
shit,
health.
Niner.
To
He's
put
not
it
running
lightly,
anywhere.
Your Honor,
He's not much
he
of a
explains to me
flight
he's,
risker on it.
practically blind.
He's
He
blind.
can't see the numbers on the phone. I don't think he's going to be able to operate the Securus. The only way he's going to be able to communicate with his family is through myself or someone from the public defender's office. And so that is a huge concern for me,
Oh, well,
just in his
that's
state
serious
being
stuff,
in the
Lau.
DeKalb County Jail for these charges.
We'll go back and we'll go
Your
back
Honor,
and watch
it is
this.
of note that he was working as a custodian before he's come down with this ongoing
Custodian, what
medical
do they do,
issue
like
that
put
he really
the
hasn't been able to properly diagnose
pads on his
yet.
feet and he wheels himself around and just
Communication
like
issue, who
scrubs the
knows? But
floor? Or?
bottom line is he needs to see some medical attention outside of the jail.
I mean, the
certainly.
great thing is,
And Your Honor, he is
how was
he's an
he able
Army
to pull off
veteran,
this
4
crime
years
and
he served.
blind and in a wheelchair?
And I already spoke to him a little bit about, getting the VA involved, hopefully dealing
Good
with,
guy.
Howdy, howdy.
whatever it is he has going on, Judge. So I would really like to see him out of custody. I'm basically any bond is just about to be a guarantee of a lengthy pretrial detention for a veteran judge that does need to get some help, medical and otherwise. And so, Your Honor, I really have no choice but to ask for an unsecured judicial release. I really think anything else is just a guaranteed lengthy pretrial detention.
My hands are
that's gonna
tied, Your
deprive
Honor.
him
Just
of
let him go.
the medical attention he needs.
Throw
and
yourself
being
on the
able to
floor.
assist in
Work
his
for
own
the last
defense.
guy.
Like I said, he can't even really dial the phone and anything like that. So I am going to have to ask for an unsecured judicial release, Judge.
Okay, thank you. I'll hear from the state.
Here
Thank
we
you, Your
go.
Honor. Beginning with the defendant's criminal history, he does have 24 Kentucky cycles, but I would note that none of those are in the last 10 years. He also has 10 Georgia cycles, a 2015 theft by shoplifting, a 2015 criminal attempt to commit a misdemeanor, 2015 theft by taking, 2016 he has 2 counts of probation violation, 2017 he has 2 failure to appears, and another cycle involving a failure to appear. He has a 2018 forgery in the first. Notably, Your Honor, he does have a
Kentucky,
pending
but
2020 burglary in the second, a 2020 failure to appear, and a 2020 probation violation. Your Honor, the state's concern is that in that pending burglary case, the defendant entered a garage and stole a bicycle. So almost identical facts to the case at hand today. He
The
was
pending?
granted a $5,000 bond with a $500 option in that case. Your Honor,
They
the
called it
state's
quits.
request in this case would be a $2,500
She
bond
gone.
and a do not return to that incident location.
Rest in peace, F Pod.
How is he doing all these? Didn't Niner just get done telling us how this guy's in a wheelchair and
Niner's a good
blind
liar, I think.
But yeah, he's still in bicycles. What's he gonna do with it?
I don't.
Is he riding it?
I
What did they say,
will,
25 and
grant
10 in
what the
Georgia.
State is recommending. I will do a $2,000 bond on the possession of tools. And then I'll also do a $500 bond on the theft by taking. Mr. Terry, that's going to be somewhat of a present from me. I probably, as you can tell from what's occurred with everyone else here today, am inclined sometimes to give people no bond whenever I see that they're continuing to do activity that they know that they're not supposed to be doing and are currently either under sentence for or under suspicion of having committed similar type crimes. So please understand that a $2,500, even if you think that it's still a little bit high, is a gift from me.
I don't think that's high at
More than
all.
what I typically would go, but I will go ahead and allow that to be the bond set in your
Or was
case.
she addressing nine
I
or
say all that to say to you, should someone decide to help you make your bond and get you out of custody, and you should do the same thing over again, there is pretty much a guarantee from me. Again, I cannot say exactly
Is he
for
putting on
certain
an
what I
act
would do,
because he's in front of the judge
but
right now?
based
That's
on
what I'm
my
thinking.
history and based on what I typically would do, I can pretty much guarantee you I would probably do no bond on your case if you come back before me for anything. So be mindful of that. But I will go ahead and grant a
Judge ain't having it.
$2,500 bond in this particular case.
Maybe
I
Niner
will
will
do a
bail
do
him
not
out.
return to the incident location.
I
if
think
we
he
have
actually
that.
might. By the looks
I
on his
don't wanna
face, you
do a
guys are
stay
right.
away from the victim if they, if we don't know that he even knows who this person would be. So what I will do is a do not return to that Ponce de Leon address. that
Ponce
is
de
listed as the
Leon
incident
credence.
location.
Well,
So if
I
you
guess.
can sign, just indicating you will not return to that location, that will conclude your matter.
Excuse me, Your Honor, he was asking, can you repeat, what you said, because there's still a lot of commotion over here still, but we're keeping quiet now. Can you repeat so he can hear what he's doing?
Yes, so you are going to have a $2,500 bond, $2,500 bond. You are not to return to the Ponce de Leon Avenue address where you were arrested.
What?
Okay, I'm sorry, I just can't see it. I'm ready.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, this big pussy behind me over here won't shut up.
Yeah, he keeps on crying. I don't even live here.
He's crying up a storm.
One more time, if you don't mind, Your Honor. One more time.
He needs to stay away from the Ponce de Leon address where he was arrested.
Is there any reason why the judge couldn't raise her voice? Three times.
Special condition that you're gonna stay away.
So what am I getting
out of? I don't know.
So what do I do now?
So now what, am I getting out or what?
Okay. So what we'll do is I'm gonna
What's Niners smiling
go ahead
about?
and
About to
mute
start
them
laughing?
again, just because I know there's a lot going on. Is there anything now at this point that is still
Niners friend
outstanding with
just
the
sent him
district
a
attorney's
picture
office?
of a penis.
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Anything from the defense counsel?
No, Judge.
Okay, perfect. Well, that will conclude today's calendar. Everybody have a wonderful rest.
Oh, pause this so you can go back. Just see if you can go back.
God dang it.
To it back over to the Honorable Judge Simpson, ladies and gentlemen.
Prosecuting official to contest the application has been given and the circumstances and behavior of the applicant from the date of the applicant's convictions to the filing of the applicant warrant setting aside the conviction, and it's consistent with the welfare. Gabrielle is married and raising her stepchildren. She's now currently pregnant. She just found out today.
Hell yeah.
Or over the weekend.
Get
she's
it.
Pregnant, so it's a huge event, great thing.
Wow.
She's a medical assistant now and has been employed with her employer for 5 years. And she'd like to become an RN and a BSN once the expungement occurs. But of course, as you know, most colleges won't accept her for the nursing program, let alone getting a license to current charges on her record. So she would like to do that and become a great citizen of here. So she's a great person, and I hope that we do this expungement for her.
Miss Evans.
Flush, is that where Hogs and Heifers is by any chance?
Ponce de Leon.
Hi,
What would you like to tell the court? Hello. First of all, let me just say to you, with your news, congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Simpson. I would just like to say,
She won a Grammy? What's she talking about?
I've learned from everything I did when I was a young buck.
Hey, watch the language,
taught
woman.
me that having a criminal background is not what you want. Definitely something I'm teaching my stepchildren right now. Got some older teenagers. I just want to lead by example.
Stephanie?
And I want to start school to become an RN really, really, really bad.
So
That's good money.
why do
She
you
looks
want to
like
be
a-
an RN?
Because it's my passion. Growing up, I had a adoptive mother who
I like the way the
healthcare
scrubs
field
feel
as
on my
well.
breasts, Your Honor.
So I kind of been raised around taking care of people. I enjoy it. I just would like to further it and be able to.
She's a
make
black
more out
widow,
of it,
is
be
what
able
you're
to help provide more for my family, for myself,
Good point, bud.
and finally just do something that
That
I'm
was a-
really passionate
she was a
about.
young doe then, right?
Yeah, when you say I was a young doe, it just doesn't sound right, I guess.
Doesn't have the same kick. Super kick. some
Yeah,
would
you
say.
don't need to do all that stuff you were wrapped up in before, do you?
I don't, I was young. I didn't have much to live
Dumb.
for. I was wild. I was
Full of
focused,
piss and vinegar.
and now
Buck.
I'm literally the complete opposite. I enjoy gardening and
Yeah.
plants, and
Gabrielle needs a
I
new baby
definitely learned
daddy.
from my mistakes. They definitely made me the humble person I am now.
She
Oh,
still
I
loves
think
the
she's
sex
still a
though.
little
Greg.
bit wild. I just think she's trying to
Mr.
take
Simpson,
Yeah, attention is what's up. She's got a wild
don't
hair.
tell everybody. Don't tell them. Don't tell them. I swear I'm trying my best.
Why are we having such a long conversation with this woman? I don't
All right,
understand.
man.
Because
Uh,
judges
the court,
interested. if you know what I
an opportunity having been for the prosecuting official and the attorney general to respond and to contest the application having been given.
Now put her in jail
The
for
court
2
has
years.
presented to the court.
Joke's on you. You have an outstanding warrant from 20 years ago.
Circumstances, Behavior of the applicant from the date of the applicant's convictions to the filing of the application, warrant setting aside the convictions, and would be consistent with the public welfare. Court sets aside your convictions, ma'am, and I have signed the orders.
Thank you, Your Honor. You have a great day.
Here, thank you.
A
I guess
success story.
I guess with that banter back and forth, you knew whatever was coming was pretty decent, right?
Yeah. It wasn't like
But it would have been funny if she had some pretty big thing that he hadn't read yet. You know what I mean? And he's like, oh.
my phone is on the fritz, Yana.
Click there, Mr. Casey.
My phone is on the fritz yard.
Yana, the phone is shit in the bed.
Miss Donna, let's move this up. Let's quit flirting with the ladies, please.
Submit to the court some information about Mr. Casey. His community.
He's at the drag races,
Over
apparently.
the past 22 years, he's been in several activities, including volunteering as an elected precinct delegate. He's part of the Neighborhood Watch program. He's active in his church, Brown Chapel. He's
So is
volunteered with the
BTK. Let's not get too excited.
Willow Park cleanup, and he's been clean and sober for the past 22
I was just gonna make a
years.
joke that
He's asking the court to consider
if you
his
drive by
motion to
exit 3, you'll
satisfy
see a
these
plaque there. He takes care of that whole stretch of road.
Mr. Casey, anything you briefly want to tell?
Yes.
He better be.
Trying for years.
He's
Mr.
muted
Casey,
himself.
Haven't been able to. Mr. Casey, you need to unmute yourself.
He just told a hell of a joke and you missed it, Your Honor. God, he had set that up so well.
Please forgive my phone right now. It's on the fritz. But yes, John, I like to move on with life. I like to go ahead and continue to serve my community as well as my family.
Creed frame.
Don't tell me he's gonna drop out.
He'll never get to know if you got granted it or not.
Oh, no, wait. Roderick's
You're
back.
muted again.
He's still talking, though.
Okay, and I'm so sorry.
Is your phone on the fritz?
It's okay,
Anyway,
Mr.
so I
Casey.
like to
Mr.
continue
Casey, I don't need to hear from you.
Shut
I am
the
very
hell up.
well aware of all of your activities and what you've done in the community. And it gives me actually great pleasure knowing that and setting aside these convictions. And despite having these convictions, the stuff that you've done and how you have worked particularly with young people in our community. So the court does appreciate that. The court is well aware of that.
I'd love to know what he did.
And an
He's gonna
opportunity.
I'd also
has
like to
been
know
given to the Attorney General and Prosecuting
why he has
Official
earbuds in, but he's getting closer to the
leaning
phone
forward,
to
the
hear it.
circumstances of the defendant from the date of the application or from the applicant's conviction to the filing of the application warrant, setting aside the convictions, and the court does believe is consistent with the public welfare. Upon the presentation of completed orders, I will sign off on the 6, I believe, convictions.
Your Honor, you don't have those orders. I submitted those on May 10th.
He had
I don't
6
have completed orders
convictions.
with the boxes checked. Are they completed? You submitted them to us?
Yes, Your Honor.
They're not filled out. I have,
That's weird. They're completed on my end when I open them. So I'll check it out and resubmit.
do you have like the boxes checked on the lower order part of the findings of the court?
Mhm.
You do? The ones
I-
that we have,
Is this Alex a really bad troll?
but not at the bottom.
Okay.
All right. So I don't know what happened, but let me just double check. each
Awesome
one.
comment. You done well.
Yeah, none of them do. For whatever reason.
Good job.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you, Mr. Casey.
You can't hear you, Your Honor.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Phone's
right,
on
you
the
take
fritz,
care.
Your Honor.
Your Honor, I can't hear you.
Hey, that is
Okay,
that is interesting though, because I mean, it does show that when they're sitting over there in the other courtroom with talking about such a pillar of the community, and he's done this and that. Well, for him, that actually just worked. Were you able to get back to about that point?
Should
we
be
can
able to.
rewatch?
If you go ahead.
All right.
and,
We'll go from live to rewatching the one that had a little bit of a meltdown afterwards. Let's see what he was in for and get an idea.
You have 1 count of possession of
And how did that work out for you?
That worked
Pretty
out
well.
Great. Thanks, Alex. It's
That'll
your
work.
freaking fault.
If it's good news.
Okay, so you have the AG's response.
It's all your fault, dumbass.
And
Only-
How
I don't
dare
Well,
you.
we
think I
tried.
do, but that's right. All right. Very
Oh.
good.
I will
There
forward
you
that to
go.
the court and to Ms. Anderson right now. It is a typical letter that just addresses the eligibility of traffic offenses that would not qualify if it was a commercial license. Other than that, I think it's fine.
Okay. And Your Honor, given Mr. Caldwell can attest to it not being a commercial driver's license and that it not resulting in any accident that involved any injury or death.
Very good. Mr.
job.
Caldwell, anything you want to tell me?
Yes, sir. I just want to thank everyone that's been.
Alex,
assisting
I'm
me,
so
and I just
sorry
wanna
that your
thank you,
master,
Mr.
Ice
Temple,
Poseidon, is
taking the
gone
time
since you're
out
using
to-
all of his
to
terminology
listen
and
to me and,
language. But
I'm
welcome.
53 years old and I'm trying to be a great grandfather to my grandchildren.
I feel
got
bad
three
because I don't even know
grandchildren, 2 of
who
our
Ice
boys, and I want
Poseidon
to
is.
yeah, one of the
from the way things
one of
are
them
going now
people.
in
You know.
life with these young kids out here without the proper guidance.
He's talking about you, Alex.
father-
Antoine's talking about you, Alex. Kiddo.
Get up, stand up.
Mr. Caldwell, I'll just say this.
Mr. Caldwell, thank you for not pissing in a cup while we were here today.
Or not,
Well, just the IRL stuff is gone now,
Yes,
so all
getting
the
that
Purple
idea
Army
from
has
you
to find other
is gonna
things
stop you
to
from raising
to
those
do
boys the
nowadays.
right way. I just had that feeling about you. I mean, you're going to do it anyway and have been doing it.
See,
so I'm
he's
not
talking to
gonna-
you, Alex.
I'm
See,
not worried
this all
about
comes
that.
around to
This is
you.
Just another one of those things that get it out of your way, not something that you have to deal with. But you're still going to be the young man that you are.
Young doe, as
before
they
and
say.
after I signed this.
I got them learning how to fish right
Creed.
now.
Oh,
I need your thoughts and Alex's
That's
thoughts.
it.
Hey, we're
on-
talking about
Okay,
Antoine and his fishing,
Okay.
but that's all right.
Look at this nose ring.
Did you have since
What
to
do you
make
think
any
about nose
payments
rings
since
like that? The bull.
All right, and why haven't you been able to make payments?
Because my job cut down my hours.
You sure about that?
Good
Okay,
answer.
did you, have you reported to your probation officer that?
Yeah, I told Mario what was going on.
He
All right,
said,
and then as a
"Shit."
term of your condition, or as a condition of your probation, you were prohibited from using alcohol, correct?
Yes.
All right, do you dispute that you tested positive for alcohol at PAX on April 4th?
No.
All right, and were you using alcohol around that time?
Yes.
Maybe.
All right.
Weird to put it in a
Before April
terminology
4th,
of
how much
using
alcohol had you used?
alcohol.
I used it.
Um,
I'm a user.
before April 4th, I took like 4
Very
shots
casual,
of
aren't they?
liquor.
And you knew it was alcohol, right?
Yes.
All right. You knew where you weren't supposed to have it?
Yes.
Okay. And
God
then
bless.
on March 26th, did you well, I'm sorry. I'll go back. As a condition of your probation, are you ordered to submit to random urinalysis testing?
Yes.
How often are you required to report?
2
Monday
times a
through
month.
Friday. I drink
All
liquor
right.
on the
And then
weekend.
on March 26th, did you fail to test when required?
Yes.
All right. Did you know you had to test that day?
Yes, I did know, but I told my probation officer I was the only one at work. I had to wait on my boss to come in, but
I
my
told
boss
Mario.
never came, so I tested on the 29th of March.
All right. And that was at the direction of your probation officer?
Yes.
All right. Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Are we not going to back up any of these accusations or what?
I didn't ask anything. Like, I mean, if you talk about that, I don't know. Where do you work at? You know, things like that.
Shouldn't we talk to?
I mean, do you drink a lot? Is this a problem? Things like that.
Recommendation of probation is to either continue or terminate at the discretion of the court to impose 90
What happened
days
to our audio?
in the Ingham County Jail credit for
Judges,
1 day.
a very soft voice.
The judge's mic like turned like this.
Says that the,
Metro picture of Alex at home.
Consistent with testing on probation, not reporting to probation when scheduled.
He's so proud of himself.
So last report was March 10th, 2022.
Take that.
And reported to MRT counseling with guidance to personal.
You two old shitheads.
No, I can't read what this word is.
Alex strikes again.
Next report set for May 5th, 2022. You can
Never
make
forget.
your allocution.
You think you're funny,
Well,
don't
thank you,
you,
Your
old
Honor.
man?
It's my understanding that this would be, I'm not exactly sure if she has been, if there's a violation for alcohol previously. It's my understanding that there hasn't, and that previous
Throw her in
violations had-
jail.
She was ordered to do moral recognition therapy, which she reports she has completed. She's even continuing with it as per Mr. Ledesma Mr. Ledesma
Well, she
told her
forgot
that
the
even though she
basement
completed
window up above
MRT,
his
she
head.
wanted her to continue doing the classes until her probation was over. So she is continuing to do that weekly or 2 times a week on Mondays and Wednesdays. I think
Duh.
on the
Laura.
the recommendation, it listed the next reporting date for her as May 5th. She did report for that date.
This is better.
I need a basement window. But
The issues with testing,
do this, do it right. Get some damn internet that we can
obviously
see
not a
it.
violation here, but I don't believe that she has missed anything more recent. So
Thank
for those reasons, I know that as she reports, her hours have been cut. She's kind of struggling. She's looking actually for another job at this point because she can't pay to stay in
She
her
keeps walking into
mom's
jobs
house.
trying to get jobs. They look at her.
She can't get one. She
stupid ass
can't pay to
piercing.
stay
They go,
in
nah.
on probation if she doesn't get one. So that's what the plan is get a second job, more money so that she can be making payments.
Hey, gay boys.
And continuing testing.
What's it?
And then if, with the positive for alcohol, Your Honor, if there's any intermediate sanction that can be given, given that if this is the first violation of use of alcohol, things like increased testing or a substance abuse assessment or something like that, in lieu of just straight up jail, Your Honor. Like I said, I believe that Ms. Jackson is completing a significant portion of her probation. And I just hope that she can be continued. Thank you.
Why the fuck would you say that? What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Yes, that's what she reported, is that it was completed but she's doing extra sessions.
That is correct.
I was not the person who placed you on probation, Ms. Jackson, so I'm just trying to follow.
No, we're not.
Get caught up as to what's going on here. You did complete MRT?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm not going to put anyone in jail because they couldn't afford to pay fines and costs. Also, this is not a crime that was a direct result of any substance abuse or didn't appear that substance abuse was at issue at the time of sentencing, so I'm not going to penalize her. Although it's a violation,
No penalizing her.
ma'am, I'm going to cut your break and I'm going to discharge you from probation at this time. As to the remaining balance of your fines and costs, it says you owe $615, much of which was oversight fees and some crime victim rights. I don't see where there's any restitution. There was, however, some discretionary fines imposed.
The
I'm going to
best
waive
view
the
out of a
discretionary
cult room
fines
and
that was
all the
previously
internet.
imposed. That's only $200, but that'll help you a little bit, okay?
Okay.
We didn't even ask her where she worked.
I know.
Just upset
I'm
about
so mad that she didn't do any follow-up questions whatsoever. Damn it, Sarah.
It's $250 actually, then I'm gonna wait. So you owe $365. We'll refer that to collections. You can make a monthly payment.
All right, so she's got to make some payments. You can't hear the damn judge. Let's jump over to City of Lacey and see what's up with Jeremiah here.
Nicely done, Jeremiah.
Judge looks very confused.
They all look very confused at this moment.
All right, back to you, Mr. Hoffman.
Next, Jeremiah Sullivan.
Yeah, hey, perfect timing there, huh?
Call me Furry Joe.
Sullivan, why don't you unmute and join us?
Please talk like the character on your head.
Working? I
Yes,
can
you
hear
can
you.
hear.
All right.
Shut up, Lawrence.
We're on an SOC. It looks like the mental health evaluation was done, but what was ordered was the anger management. So where are we on
He
the
seems
matter?
like a nice guy.
You better be nice
What
to
I
him.
understand from Mr.
Fly off the
Sullivan is
handle.
that he went to Counseling Services of Olympia and apparently some wires got crossed and they did a mental health evaluation instead of
Wires
an
got-
anger management.
Where's got crossed in his brain, you mean? Or?
Mr.
The old wires cross creek.
Sullivan tells me that he's been in touch with David, who did the evaluation there at Counseling Services, asked him to resubmit it. I don't know when that was submitted. Was that on April 27th?
Yes,
By chance?
that'd be on the same date that I told you was my last contact with David in the last email I sent you.
Is he like in
the judge if she can find that in the court record?
All we have is the
let's
mental
not forget
health
what-
evaluation, which is a good thing.
Don't
but
forget what state we're
we
in.
don't have anything else.
Get a stretch on?
I haven't seen that. Is the evaluation recommending any treatment?
Not a mental health evaluation, no.
Well, then I would ask the court.
Definitely on the
for
streets and
additional
over.
time. This was a 6-month SOC.
It's got to be a TARP or some
We
sort.
have a little bit of time left. Mr. Sullivan can go back to counseling.
Yeah, I don't know, bud. What do you
Services of
think?
Olympia and have them revise that to address the anger management issues.
City will go ahead and make its motion at this time just to pin the issue, but no objection to setting the PFTC out a little ways to give him a chance to get it done.
Billy, I meant to tell you, hit me up on Facebook if you get kicked off of there.
6 months.
I wanted to
We're
ask you
looking
about your
at
days with Coleman Brothers.
We're already May, so still keep within those time
Don't
frames.
anybody hit me up. I don't want to talk about anything.
Please leave Mikey alone, okay?
Just leave me alone.
Okay.
Seriously.
For God's sakes.
All right, so Mr.
Don't
Sullivan,
even
you
at
guys
him on
want to
Discord,
confirm
okay?
I've gotta get
I don't
the
want to
address
know
Here, I've got 45.
if you lost your rent, you lost
Ocean
it.
Lane,
Dun,
Southie,
dun.
Suite C as in cat 322.
Yes.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying.
If you want a
It's
text message
it's very
reminder,
normal in these to have people on the streets, like the one kid that was out in the forest that day because he had a warrant out for his
what
arrest.
would that phone number be?
They're like, where are you at? He's like,
My partner, who's now my ex, and his phone isn't working
Just
too
tell us
well.
the phone
There you
number
go.
want us to use.
Confirmed.
What phone number is that?
It'd be mine at 360
Politna.
742
Me and my partner.
9803.
All right, we'll use that to send you a text message reminder of future court dates. We'll mail you notice though. You're still working with Mr. Hoffman. Look to him for any questions or issues. Mr. Hoffman, anything else for your client?
No, I'll send you a note here by email, Mr. Sullivan, to confirm what we're doing, okay?
We need to get this set in July. All right, so we'll see you in a few months, and hopefully we can put this to rest by then, Mr. Sullivan.
Hopefully.
Great. All right.
Hopefully.
Mr. Hoffman, and you can have
Get it together.
Thank you.
I thought so.
Back to you, Mr. Hoffman.
To Mr. Jose
vape.
Moreno in the courtroom.
Hey, Mr. Barrow.
Is he frequent Everett? Oh yeah, hitting a vape. Homeless.
Yeah, he's
got a vape though.
In the tent, got a hell of a vape. Nice one at that.
This is a treatment review, I believe, and a compliance review.
Look at his faces he's making.
Or FTC preliminary. Looks like he had some problems.
Is that his new partner?
With a positive UA in the past.
Roommate.
His most recent 2 months worth.
Moto G has got a Bigfoot camera
report,
on it.
Provided to the probation department. Also provided to Mr. Sharp and myself. Indicate that he's in compliance with.
No, it's supposed to be hung up on a wall, and I haven't
there.
quite gotten to it. I'm
And I
gonna put
think
it up.
He's had negative UAs, if I
Sit here on
recall
the floor.
those reports correctly.
That I see. They were filed in May, so going back.
Agreed. If you want to, I have a very interesting
Day.
situation over here.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch the
Our
name.
chief
I just want to see what
Court
Moto
Service
G
Officer,
Baldy was up for.
Judicial
But
District,
where we at?
Ted Van
Jayhawks.
Dong
Oh, they're
has
just checking
also
for
joined
compliance.
us.
They
Other
said what they're going
appearances
to do with
as
him.
before. These are cases, State of Kansas versus
Yeah.
David Brooks, 21 CR 192, 20 CR 52. In the 20 CR 52 case, an affidavit supporting a motion to revoke his bond supervision was filed. A warrant issued. He was arrested and has been at the Jackson County Jail since May 11th. The purpose of this setting then is to address, currently he's in a bond denied situation.
Way to go, Alex.
He obviously needs to have some kind
Dutch
of
Mantel, yes.
bond set, whether that's reverting to where we were, something new.
Dirty Dutch.
Along those lines. I believe that's where we are at
I
this
thought Miranda was
time.
doing drugs.
So we've set this to deal with this bond revocation issue.
Call them
So,
out, right?
Mr. Hoffman, as I understand, as you were indicating before we went on the record,
User.
there are these 2 cases. Given that there's bond supervision, they haven't been adjudicated. They're set for a jury trial in November. However, Mr. Brooks is subject to actual
So hang in there.
probation in Shawnee County District Court through court services or community corrections there. And so there's somewhat of an
I
overlap.
love
in
all the guys
supervision.
on the bottom. Beautiful beards. Across the top, no
So
beards.
we set this hearing for this. He's present. We've got the affidavit. Was there anything else you wanted to add, Mr. Morrow?
So she's talking into that
Yeah,
instead of typing?
last time Mr. Hoffman was up here in person.
How does that work?
We did have a brief, I didn't have the files in front of me, but we did have a brief conversation about Mr. Brooks, where Mr. Hoffman expressed.
She's trying to get fuller lips.
Some concern about basically the duplicity of supervision, essentially, I think was his concern. I don't think Mr. Hoffman feels it makes much sense to have him on supervision here if he's on probation with court services down in Shawnee County. And while I agree with that sentiment, it doesn't appear that he's following his probation in Shawnee County either. Part of those allegations are included in that affidavit. And you gentlemen can all read. I would also note, so I won't go over that again, but I will also note that this is Mr. Brooks's at least third motion to revoke bond in this case. Now, this would make the fourth, of the last of which was filed on 12/26, and he was OR'd out on 12/22. And then they're spaced out through the essentially
She's scuba diving.
the entirety of this case that's working on being, you know,
She's just can't
3 years old since the date of offense. I don't have a lot of faith in Mr. Brooks's ability to comply with either probation
She's at
or
the
bond.
dentist.
I
So,
mean, that would,
Sorry, Mr. Morrow. So the state's position then, what's your position on some type of bond, which I have to give him some type of bond?
I understand, Judge. I would ask for a significant bond. I'm not familiar with his means. If you want to go through that with him.
He's
other
got that
than
nice
clearly he's been
gaming
able to hire
headset.
Mr. Hoffman,
He's got
so
money,
he's got
obviously.
some kind of income. But I would ask for a significant bond. I have
Okay,
real
if that's
concerns
the
about his
case-
ability to
All
stay
right.
off of.
If that's the case, why wouldn't they just hook it up to the audio from the court and just let it transcribe that way? If that's how it works, I'm just saying. Wouldn't that cut out the need for her?
Drugs and comply with conditions.
Okay. And so, Mr. Hoffman, let's turn to you.
She's ready to party, right, T?
So you can get everything you feel is appropriate for the record.
Well, it was my understanding in the.
The
somewhat limited
Eisenhower
contact
was
I
going to
had
get
with
us out of
Shawnee
this
County,
mess.
That, in fact, I have a letter from him that suggests that he has been enrolled in a number of rehabilitative.
She's got one. She's doing
programs.
ASMR. That's her other
And that
job.
he, at the time of that
There's actually a
communication,
ear in there, and
he
she's just
was
licking
in
it.
good standing and doing well. In the meantime, these cases came up in Jackson County, which are not adjudicated, and probably, as we all know, the delay in getting these cases resolved up there stemmed from the fact that we had a preliminary hearing in both cases. We ordered transcripts for them, and they're very difficult time-wise to get them soon up there. So that put him in a position that he was doing productive probation down here, and it's
Where am
not
I?
saying anything derogatory about Mr. Van Dong's operation up there, but at least what he was undergoing
She's
down
on the
here, he was being
International Space Station today.
successful doing it. At least in the opinion of the official.
It's really giving Stormy a hard
He
time.
Can't drive because of his prior problems. He ordered to live with his mother, who's not able to drive.
His
And he's
mother?
going back and forth. I
His
think,
mother's got to be
again,
like
the
8,000
problem
years
is
old.
Literally,
I'm sure she can
I
even
don't
walk,
think there's
let alone drive.
an error in what Mr. Van Dong's complaint says. I think that those things are probably
That's what I'm
true.
saying.
That he's failed to appear on a couple of occasions, and he appeared to have had some alcohol on one of them. All of that is but I'm hoping
Your
that
your
we
court
can
is
get the
making me laugh.
benefit of this therapeutic stuff that's going on down here.
You imagine having to be a court reporter typing things out, but he could just talk into the
sitting up
damn
there
thing? Or
in Jackson
is it
County
presumed?
Jail,
Do you guys think that's what it is? Is that what
he's
you're saying?
obviously missing out on
I've
that.
seen people sit in actual courtrooms.
I'm thinking
Yeah, with those
that
things.
if
Doing
we could
that.
get it so that he could
I'm
clock
saying hook it
in
up
with
to the
Jackson
PA or
County
whatever and just let it
on a regular
transcribe it that
basis
way.
with Mr. Van Dong or whoever's assigned to it.
Like, is she saying everything they're saying? Like,
Uh,
is she on there like,
and then
and then,
and get through that,
then
that
get through,
probation there, and when we get into these other cases, however they come out, the probation could, or supervision, whatever it may be, would be handled by Jackson County.
Triple H down here.
That's a very circuitous argument, but I don't know what else to say. I think that he has a big problem getting up there. And I think it's a big problem him living with his mother.
Thank you.
Because he's a married man and his wife has been in contact with me.
Oh,
So,
trying to
I don't
get
know
some
what
off
the
of the
situation is
lawyer.
there, but
Thanks
I
for
think
handy,
I
Mr.
did know at one time, but I
Hoffman.
don't know.
dropping the old
But the order
hammer
of
on
this
her.
court, of Jackson County Court, was that he
This
continued to
man's
live
wife
with
won't
his
quit
mother.
calling me.
And by the way, it is his mother who is financing litigation.
Spit charge a new fart charge.
Um,
Yes.
Well, let
Make a bunch of money off of
Mr.
selling her
Brooks,
spit.
what would it take to put you in a position where we don't get these affidavits and we don't pick up new cases?
Judge, I'm very sorry to interrupt. I know you like to give defendants basically the last word in these types of hearings, but I would ask that Mr. Van Dog be allowed to share with the court his opinion,
Van Dog,
since he's the one most closely related to all of this.
Well,
and if it's just going to be parroting what I say, then never mind. But I at least figured he should get a
At
chance.
least you got a little
I
vacation
think I know
too.
what Mr. Van Dong's opinion
Brought
is.
something.
Okay.
I guess what
fair
everything
enough.
doesn't stay in Vegas, huh?
And, but I'm not going to call him as a
Or New
witness.
York.
But Mr. Brooks, I mean,
Hang in there, T.
as Mr. Morrow pointed out, and all, we've got a 2019 event that's led to this case, one thing or another. You've had a number of
He's done.
violations.
He's getting ready to go. For it.
At the time of, oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, sir.
At the time of my arrest, the week prior to that, I went to my probation officer in Topeka and I stated to her that I wanted to step up the treatment. I was assessed to meet once a week with treatment. I asked if I could step it up to 2. They offer 3 3-hour classes. So I had already taken it upon myself, and the guy at Sims Kemper, the counselor that they've assigned me, the day that I was arrested, I went to class that day as well. And he said, I'm glad to see that you've taken it upon yourself to step up your treatment. And because I don't want to have to struggle with a problem that's plagued me throughout my life. I'm trying.
Case
I
in
stepped it from
California,
once a
baby.
week to 3 times a week. They agreed that I could go to all 3
Jokes
classes.
on you. I've never been near a monkey.
One of my biggest problems with coming to Jackson County was there's 2 different people I could arrange rides through, and one of them is elderly and one of them's disabled. It came up that finally that they both couldn't bring me, and with gas getting up to over $4 a gallon was becoming an issue.
There it is.
Gas,
My
There it
probation
is.
officer
gas
in
is the new
Topeka,
excuse. COVID has lasted.
Yeah.
I've been honest with her. I haven't missed a single meeting.
I'm
And
surprised that hasn't kept Zoom court
she
going
was
real strong.
actually glad, because when
Yes,
I asked to go to Sims Kemper 3 times a week instead of 1, I also go to a meeting at the probation office in Topeka. And if I need to report every day, I'm willing to do that in Topeka. I can get there. I can ride a bicycle to the probation office. I just can't ride a bicycle all the way to Holton because I have a disability myself.
And it's uphill, Your Honor.
And
Okay, well,
Jason's sitting up
the
there.
course
Hey, Memphis, I ride a
observation
bike 2 times a day,
isn't
baby.
surprising.
Come on.
It's obvious you're a
Get it
drug
together.
addict. And that makes it
Whoa!
hard
You're a drug
for
addict?
various reasons
Is that what
to
you just
comply
said?
with some of
Yeah, I
the
think he just called him a
conditions. You
dick
haven't
and called him a
stopped
drug
using
addict at the
drugs.
same time. I like you,
That's
Your
the
Honor.
problem with addiction.
Tell him as you see him, Your Honor.
And the courts don't have a magic solution to stopping those addictive behaviors that have contributed to this.
It's just me or just Ted sitting around just thinking
so
about counting down the
I'm gonna
hours and days
give
and
you a new
minutes and
bond.
seconds till
I'm going to
church
set you
starts.
a new bond on you.
That or
at,
the next time he gets the frame
30,000 cash as surety, but no no other
turkey or a
conditions.
fan.
I'm
I'm
not
not
going to
sure
make
which
you
one.
report to Mr. Van Dong anymore. If you make the bond, you can do your Shawnee County items, and hopefully I
Drug
don't have
addict.
to receive another
You
affidavit
drug addict.
from you. If you don't make the
Drug
bond,
addict.
we have your jury trials set, and we
Chug a dick.
will hear them at that time.
Thank you.
All right. Well, folks, I mean, I hate to do this, but I do have another matter. I've set a bond for Mr. Brooks, and he can certainly make that if he likes.
I'm gonna jump over just for a second to City of Arlington Municipal Court, and this is the camera that we have.
We've been here once before.
It appears that she just talks to people on the phone, though, which is kind of weird.
Is this telemarketer court? I feel like she's gonna reach out and start smoking a cigarette any minute.
I see. I was kind of thinking that even though they go back into,
Good afternoon, Mr. Stewart.
in person, I
you
figured they'd keep it going because they're a big. They
No, I'm Devin. I'm the
Hi,
owner
Devin.
of the company.
Anyways, I'm really surprised about that.
Problem is the
Kind of
citations were
sucks.
issued to Brewer, so he is the only person that can appear on these dockets. He's got commercial motor vehicle licenses. He's the one that has to appear. You cannot appear for him unless you are a licensed attorney. Now, the thing you can
Oh,
do,
okay. I apologize.
that's okay. The thing you can come in and do is come in with him
Sings just as good though.
and talk to the state and see if the state will dismiss his
not
citations,
saying
rewrite
much.
the citations to you. Sometimes they'll do that depending on the nature of the charge. Sometimes
Try to
they
find the
will not.
best for we got a
So I
case.
can
You guys
set you
know
for a pre-trial docket to come in with Mr. Stewart. I see that he's in Illinois. Where are you also in Illinois?
Yeah, David.
Yes,
Either that or riding a lawnmower, am I right? Or a moped around here in the south.
Okay. All right. He can send in, he has to do it though, a plea of not guilty and we'll set him for trial, but he has to come to Texas for the trial date. We can't do it virtually. Or he can enter a plea of guilty or no contest and you can pay the fines for him. These are
She's the
both
Red Rocker Jr.
equipment type violations. So I'm not sure what effect that would have. But the first thing he's got to do is clear the warrants for his arrest before anything can happen. So if you will just tell him he can ask for a virtual court and I can explain
Spreading the
this.
love, Lisa.
We
Thank
can
you.
write a letter
Dang,
and
yeah.
correspond with the bondsman or an attorney. If he wanted to start a payment plan and enter a plea of guilty or no contest, it would be $125 down and $125 a month. But he would
Can I
have to
ask you-
send in a
Buying a
plea.
couch?
Okay.
Do we look like lawyers to you, Alex?
Because
Okay, you can't speak. Hold on. You can't speak.
Alex.
And
Alex
we're-
is on drugs.
Alex, we definitely neither one of us. We barely finished high school. I mean, let's
No,
be
it was-
serious.
it was issued to him
And that's back when it was easy.
It's all his information. and
Lawyers.
It's going to stay his.
Lawyers.
information because he was the author.
Don't
All right,
let the
that's-
books fool you, bud. Don't let the books fool you.
That's the best comment you've had so far today, by the way. Thank
That is your best one. That one was a home run.
It's got
You better give us a subscribe. I'm gonna
you.
check.
Just a moment, because we're getting them all today. Free South Park Mexican. Free
Hey, I remember
FPM. Free South Park Mexican. Whatever the hell that means. What? God almighty, you people are nuts today.
They came through with that the other day. I'm not sure what that is.
What's wrong with you?
I'm guessing it's the cartoon.
Oh, okay.
I don't
But
know.
I had an issue with the inspection report. I'm sorry.
That'll be between you and the police
But
department.
Creed, did you want to continue on, or we're gonna wrap up?
That is up to you. I am all caught up on my stuff, so I'm good to hang around if you want to. If not, we could cut it.
Yeah, you'll have to contact.
Let me see if I can find. Let me see if I can find
Sure, he
something.
does
It's
have
been a
warrants for
tough
his
day.
arrest, so he's going to need to take care of them, but he has to do that first.
Huh?
Okay.
What?
Oh, thank you.
Bye-bye.
That's
No licking today.
Oh. Huh?
Zero licking.
why would you come in here and
Oh yeah. Well, I'm glad he's doing well.
Alex? I kind of like you.
Alex is even upset about all this trolling. Alex is starting to grow on me. I'm not gonna lie. He's starting to grow on me.
Seriously though, Nancy, can you imagine? I would think that it would be so much easier to talk into that thing. I would imagine. Do you think she has like a screen in front of her so she can see everything that she's talking into it?
Yeah, I mean, how does she know she's getting it right? I mean, why is it not just, grabbing what the judge is saying through, a PA or something,
Judge,
run it through a board, anything.
So I got to ask you something. I'm not going to, I can put up the audio, but this is just, as far as Zoom courts go, this one, I mean, really is number one. And we never, ever, ever go to it for one reason and one reason only, and it's CPS court. But I got to tell you, it's just so much on my radar because they are always at like 800 people watching. Right around there, give or take. It's got to be pretty good. But I haven't watched them. So if any of you have, I would like to know. I mean, listen, Judge
order
Kim was
to have an exception for
I don't know, but there
peaceful
must be some good
exchange
stuff
of
that's happened to
children.
No,
to
he's
have
charged
that
with
many.
intimidation of a witness. No. No contact until this.
Damn,
case,
Judge.
Until another judge, till there's more information provided to the judge, given the charges, that seems appropriate. So they have charged him with more than what he bailed out on. Bail should be $100,000 here. So
a lot of
I don't
paper.
know anything about the case. Does the district attorney have any position as far as bail on the new case?
$100,000.
We would just ask that bail be set as scheduled based on the charges.
Can you tell me a little bit about what's supposed to have happened?
I got him pulled up, Terminator. We'll go there. in a minute.
One second to grab the report.
And about his criminal history, because I have no rap sheet, but yet the other case he's on probation for. So he's got to have some criminal history.
$100,000 bond.
It was, but we usually stay away from all the
Is
stuff
it the
that deals
same
with the
alleged
with the
victim?
children.
Let's see.
Yeah, I don't like
Except for Judge Kim. But I'm interested in the fact that the numbers of
the
that court
same
are
victim
consistent
as
every
the
single day. There's that
probation
many
case.
people. Most of these that we go to, there's tens of people in there.
So it was
Or
reported
none.
was that
Or
on
none.
Yeah.
April.
That lady that we were just on just a
just
minute ago, they have
2022,
99 subscribers,
um,
and there was one person watching that with us.
reported that the defendant
Yeah, 100K each.
punched her in the face using both hands 3 to 4 times, as well as her head and her leg and
Punched
her
like
back.
this?
Victim
Both
sustained
hands?
bruising to her
Oh, one at a
face,
time. Gotcha.
temple, a bump on her head.
Apparently she has a lot of health issues, including heart problems. So I don't know. Seems to me, Mr. Harrington, did you want to?
That's true. We just
I
get
mean,
weird,
we
like,
could
do you
set it
remember
for
the
bail
day
review in a couple of
talk
days,
about
but
vampires
seems to
up?
me bail should be set at least 100,000,
Gets all.
given the charge.
I have no comment on it at this time.
Sure. Well, we'll
just
do-
Ask for a speedy prelim with a bail review at that time.
Sure. We'll set bail at $100,000 in the new case. And as a condition of any release on bail, you have to follow that criminal protective
Judge
order
Kim's
that I
is a
mentioned.
roller coaster too.
And
I said,
so,
yes.
what we'll do
Both
is,
hands.
and then on both cases, we'll set both cases for contested hearing and then for an early case management conference. So the early case management conference will be set 4 days out from today's date. Today is May 24th, so 1, 2, 3, 4.
Looks like a real nice guy.
Court day will be May
Yeah,
21st.
he's a
Be in
dude.
Department 4 at 8:30 for early case management conference. That's a Tuesday because Monday's a holiday. We get that off.
I'm being serious about
and
this.
then we'll
All the
set
other departments,
no
that
time
we-
waiver
all these
preliminary hearing
courtrooms all
then.
look the same. The one that we go to, with both doors being so dirty, there's like 3 others that's just on the side with a little.
June
peak.
7th, and that will be
just one
at
side.
It's so
8:30
weird.
in Department 4 as well, with a time estimate of maybe an hour.
That's
And
reasonable.
so
Nothing but the hit.
we'll set
slug.
both cases for both of those dates, and you are ordered to be present then. And yes, the bail that had previously been posted is exonerated. And then we'll just keep you up here for just a second till I give you a copy of that
protective order, okay? And then we can set also, obviously, at the time of the preliminary hearing, bail review. Court has to
Deal.
consider bail at then.
Double up.
Guys, we're gonna hang out with
Oh,
you
no, for the
here for a
preliminary
little bit
hearing
more.
date.
I want to take you over to
Did you want a
kind of
bail
King's
review on the
personal
31st?
meeting room. See what's going on here. One of the only courts that kind of keep up with the aesthetic that people love their houses just being white and gray for some
Yeah.
reason.
Matching furniture. Look at those really nice chairs.
Yeah, they've spent some money in here.
They're ergonomic. Is that what they're called?
The audio is fantastic in here, so I can see we'll be here for just a minute.
Hold on. I think I can hear the guy on the stand.
Isn't happy hour anytime?
Yeah, that's what I thought he said. Who told us to come over here? Terminator?
Yeah, that was Terminator. Terminator, this one's for you.
Terminator, see that wrench slipping from your feet.
We'll go check out one more that we're going to run. 2 for Tuesday coming up for We Got to Chase Today.
I keep a high standard, Creed.
Vincent, tell her a great choice. I don't know why they're giving you crap about it. It's a nice looking courtroom. And they spent some money on a fan that mixed in too. And look at those giant like PV speakers over there in the corner. It's almost like we're back on Spied Life over at you know whose house.
Good attitude, and you're going to listen, and you're going to educate yourself.
Like here over there.
Yourself, use tools and resources that they want to give you on how to change your life. You understand?
Is this POV court?
All right, that's what I expect you to do. So I don't want to hear any
Sure.
reports coming back. I
POV court
don't want to have any
today.
memos or motions
Say,
coming back.
Megapines.
From the state saying that you're getting in trouble or you're getting kicked out of the program or anything like that. This is an opportunity for you to make yourself better. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Miller.
You talking
I
about?
feel like I just went before the
Appreciate it.
judge.
I know, right?
I feel like he was talking to me.
I really miss Licking County today.
Yeah. He wasn't. Whoa. Hey, now. Look at
Hey
him.
now.
Hey, girl. A tall drink of water.
I think it's the camera angle because even Pink Tide dude looks a little,
Your Honor.
somebody's pregnant.
Creedy's fat. Come on, man.
No,
Just
her,
Lay
I-
off of him.
You just have one today. Is that
This guy looks
correct,
like a
Mr.
winner.
Fulco?
Correct, Judge.
All right,
Mother
this calls over
Fulco.
CR 2219, State versus George Walter Fulco, and we are set for document.
Perfect name for the look.
That's correct, Your Honor. I spoke with Mr. Polko. We've gone over the discovery. We just would like to be set on the jury trial docket. There was a previous offer
It
made
does.
in the case that Mr. Polko has rejected, and I've explained to him the court's, standing
you
rule
have.
about if we proceed to jury trial, how he would check in. If you get
They're in an
somebody from jail,
abandoned
because there will be a motion
NASCAR
to
racetrack.
reduce bond while he
Media
awaits
room.
trial filed this
They hold
Saturday.
court.
Checkered flag.
And what is the offer that Mr.
Used to be a
Fulco
sports
has
bar.
rejected for the record?
It's for 6 years TDC, Judge.
Sounds like a party going on in there.
And,
Did you hear that?
Ms. Chester, do you
Somebody brought their
believe
baby
that
along.
you and the state have fully extinguished all of the negotiations in this case?
On the pregnant
I'm-
one? or-
Based on speaking with my client, yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Fulco. So Ms. Chester has correctly stated what my policy is if right before your trial, you decide that you want to take the 6 years, court is going to deny
Six.
that and you're going to be put to trial. That even if the state comes in and increases, they file any type of enhancements or anything of that nature, that's a risk that you've taken up until this point, and you understand rejecting their offer. And no one, I'm not telling you have to take their offer, and you're not being coerced to take their offer or anything like that. I'm just telling you that once the offer goes, I'm not going to allow them to re-extend it to you at a later date,
And it
unless
goes,
there's circumstances that are extenuating or require that. You understand? All right. The court will place Mr. Fulco then on.
I gotta
jury
say, some
selection
good-looking
docket
ladies walking around
Monday,
there
June
at
6th.
the jail.
And Mr.
Compared to
Fulco,
what
if
we're
we make
usually
bail
doing.
in this
Yeah.
case, then your order to report to the Van Zandt County Courthouse on the second floor. And a member of my staff will be there to give you more information. Okay.
Thanks, sir.
You're welcome.
All right, let's watch one more round.
I like how he passed on the 6 years. Nah, I'll take my chances. 6 years? Nah, no thank you. By the way, I'll remind you now, please, like if you haven't already done so, subscribe to wherever you're at. Watch us on Facebook. A follow would be appreciated. It's not stalking. Oh, don't clean your nails, Your Honor.
That's kind of weird.
She's out.
Ms. Rand. All right. Is this Mr. Richardson?
Yes, Judge. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
All right.
that-
This is cause
go
number
over
Sierra
pile of-
21
Hey, Clay.
41, State versus Caleb
He's
Reed
doing
Richardson,
something with
separate
the
pretrial.
Yes, Judge, at this time, we have no
Together and
contested
in
matters
shape.
to be heard before the court. We ask to be set on the docket call.
All right. I've been setting June 14th and 16th. Do you need more time than that?
I don't believe so, Judge. We've previously gone over the discovery at my office.
It's
so,
another one where they're just gonna
unless the state is
figure out the
updated,
date
we're
and bring
ready.
them back. All right. We're not gonna watch. We're not gonna listen to this. This is just North
It's a
Carolina Court of
bomb.
Appeals. I just wanted to show you the what's happening here with all these nice books and a timer, giant book.
Is this a chess match? 16 minutes to make a
I'm
move.
not sure what's happening there. Old Buck, we'll see you. Make sure you guys come back 405 East.
That is correct.
We got a chase.
Make sure you're there for that. Thank you to everyone that sent stars, by the way. He reminds you of Screech, did he really? Yeah, I was trying to call T. I was shouting her out for the call dibs on the bailiff. But it didn't happen. Didn't happen. Missed out. All right.
All right.
Taco Tuesday. We're going to get on out of here. We'll be back for We Gotta Chase.
This is Taco Tuesday.
Taco 2 for Tuesday as well. Make sure you're back for that. If you're watching this in the future, think about liking it. And if you want to thank us over on the YouTube, super thanks are engaged and ready for battle. You can send stars when we're not live. And yeah, anything else, Creed?
That is it. See you guys at 405 East. Looking forward to it for 2 for Tuesday.
Okay, guys. Until next time, please remember.
Terminator still have a wrench, or were you able to?
I would negotiate that one. Alex, don't forget to subscribe, you punk.
God damn it.
Bitch.